Because real life, I don't understand how you cannot have Terrence Howard in your top 3 rappers of all time.
He's not.
I didn't see that coming. The way you just brought that in, that was weird.
Because it's like,
explain.
all right, I was going through, you know, some old classic, like inspirational production videos. You know, the videos that you see on your timeline from like Producer Grind or something.
Yeah.
And that shit make you want to work.
Yeah.
And that Whoop That Trick video might be like #1 with him and Anthony Anderson making and the white boy making a beat.
Okay.
What's his name? I don't want to fuck him up like that. But
I don't know
he has
who the white guy is.
All right, we don't know who
that
he is.
guy? Let's see.
But whoever was making that beat, the Whoop That Trick, it was Taraji in the back, pregnant.
That's a classic scene.
That's not.
It is a very classic.
What
scene
other videos?
that
Like
show.
not just TV. Oh, Ryan Leslie in the suit making the.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That changed my life.
For real?
Ryan Leslie's videos of him producing in the studio changed my life. Because one, it made me say, oh, I want to produce.
Mhm.
Like, I want to make my own music. Like, I want to do it all. Like, seeing those videos, even when I look back, I can't believe I believed that he called Guitar Center and ordered a trumpet. Like,
That is pretty lit.
Like,
that
we
was
believe that.
on video.
That was crazy when he
Wait,
called.
he did. Wait.
You don't remember? He's like, I need a trumpet, and he called. He got it and within 5 minutes. It was still daylight. He called
so
for a
deep.
trumpet. Got the trumpet. Somebody knocked on the door and said, "Here's your trumpet." And then he went on and started playing the trumpet. And I remember going, "He's amazing."
Yeah.
so
No,
deep.
that's whoa.
But we believe that. But back then,
Courtney, what's
You
yours?
know what's a good one?
What?
And it's actually on the super opposite end of the spectrum.
What?
The time when some random lady in the 90s tried to sue Michael Jackson for the rights to Dangerous.
Wait, that's an audio. Wait, I'm confused.
It is. Like,
that a video?
It's like there's
What?
the like, you know how they have like the documented like court footage of the proceeding and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So it's supposedly but you can find the footage on YouTube. This lady was like trying to convince the judge, yo, Michael Jackson's Dangerous. I had that idea. And when they called Mike to the stands, he really just looked at everyone just like, are y'all serious?
Mike was an asshole.
bet.
I have a theory.
So,
I have a real.
so you know how you know? So you know how you know she's lying? Right now. And he beatboxed the entire progression, the entire arrangement to Dangerous. Every instrument, including his vocal. And
I
was
remember
like,
that.
All right.
Michael Jackson is a legend, and there's no reason that I can't make my own music.
I have a
get that.
theory,
That
and
was
this is so sidebar. I don't want to spend more than like 30
ahead.
seconds on it. I think Michael Jackson was a real asshole.
For
and
sure.
For one video.
For sure.
Everyone has watched the Motown
Yeah.
performance, the legendary Motown one.
I know what you're talking
Yo,
about.
if
I know
y'all
what you're
see,
talking about.
if y'all see how, first of all, if y'all see how he interacts with his brothers, one of his brothers finally got their shine stuck to the front, and he just slid in. If you look at their fits, everybody dressed like the 70s again, and he's dressed
Michael
in a
is
all
out.
glitter.
He said
He had, first of all of their mics were off.
Yes.
It's to the point where he had to
Yes.
give his mics to his brother
It's
to sing.
very known.
Nigga, he said, I enjoy those songs, but I also like the new ones.
And who was the one going in? Who was the brother going
And
in that he was looking at? It was Randy?
I think yeah.
And he was looking at him just like,
There's a-
he's like, yeah.
Yo, there's a theory. There's a
What are you doing?
there's a
This is my
story that
show.
he got beat up in the back.
After that?
Yeah, they said they got into a fight.
Okay,
But
wrong podcast.
What was the?
He said wrong podcast.
So tell me some more video. Wow, everybody knows this. I could.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Timbaland. Dirt Off
Oh
Your
my
Shoulders.
gosh, when he was in the
Fire.
studio with Timbaland,
Fire.
and
Great video.
And how many beats
The
did we hear from
Potion,
Timbaland
Work it like
that we were like,
all the beats.
that's
He
Potion.
said no. Jay-Z said no to the Potion.
He said no to
That's
Mad
one of my
songs.
favorite Timbaland.
Mad
But
Jones.
can I say about Jay-Z
Yeah.
though? He picked the beat that was
And
perfect
of course,
for him.
yes.
Of course.
The bounce
It
was it the
was.
Of
bounce?
course.
Was it the bounce on that
no,
one?
it was Dirt Off Your
Dirt off
Shoulder.
your shoulder. Dirt off your shoulder.
And then he was like, wait, hold on, play that one
He
back.
said that's the one.
There's one with Kanye, Sean Pharrell, Never Let Me Down.
That's right.
Oh my! Have you ever seen the Kanye and Charlie Wilson flashing lights session that never came out?
I think I've seen some stuff on
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So all right,
Fuego.
now my question is, pick your video. Is there? You said the Ryan Leslie one changed your life. I can tell
That
you which
changed my
video changed my life.
Uh-huh.
It's still on YouTube, and this guy still makes videos, and he's part of the, audio world, Landmark Music.
I've heard of
There's
it.
a video called "How It's Supposed to Be Done," and it's him and his homie making a beat.
Uh-huh.
And that shit was the funnest like looking session, and you could tell they probably just did
Yeah.
the video, but it looked so. I watched that video probably 5 times a day at the age of 10, and I was like, I want to be a producer.
Got
That's
you.
tough.
Can I tell you? Okay, can I tell you the most pivotal moment in my life? Who helped me the most, is video wise? Where's my camera? Right there. Dave Pensado.
Oh.
Let me tell you something.
In the mix.
When Dave Pensado started doing the into the layer
This is a layer. My fault.
sessions, that changed my life. Cause never did we get the opportunity to see a tutorial-based engineer with big records, Ray J, Snoop Dogg, big songs, and get to see the EQ, how you did that. Never. I remember at home, like glued, bro. Like, I can't believe I'm getting this information. Like, this is insane that someone is actually showing me this on YouTube. So for me, I'll be honest, that trumps everything because that information was so priceless, and it started. we wouldn't be able to have this platform if it weren't for Dave Posado and that Into the Leo stuff, because that showed us, oh, this information is valuable on YouTube and stuff like that. So big shout out to Dave Posado, like, just to give him his flowers. Real talk, bro. For sure. Because he really changed engineering for good, bro. Like, straight up. Like, he's one of the GOATs, bro, when it came to that.
That's like 3 clips right there. Shout out to you.
Shout out to him. So I want to introduce the podcast. So welcome to the My Audio Nerds podcast, the podcast for audio nerds like yourself. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us and rate us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify Podcasts. That really helps a lot. And shout out to all of our audio nerd fans out there. You guys are hilarious in the comments, and we appreciate you guys commenting. It really helps us a lot. To the left of me,
you got the Lord of the Loops, Fruity Loops God, FL Genius.
He wrote that.
FL Genius? Come on.
I hate that. Next, what's your name, man? What's your name?
It's a ton that we're able to do because we work out at Ableton. It's the Able Nation.
I'm not
You already know what it is.
I really don't like that shot, man.
Yo,
I want you to go. Matter of fact,
It's a
that's
ton
a
that we're able
flagrant.
to do.
Throw the flag, like, challenge that play.
Yo,
You just
it's
talked
your boy
about
Devvon Terrell. Pros use Pro Tools because you didn't go to school, but we rule.
Dave Pensado. Thank you for also copywriting that.
I tried. I never introduced that I am the Pro Tools guy. Like, I'm a Pro Tools guy, and that's it. But I appreciate that.
I feel like every episode he says, "I know
Our
Pro
Pro Tools guy. Our Pro Tools guy. Joint that we put up. Yeah, when we all introduced ourselves.
Yeah. That made
You're
sure.
a Pro Tools guy.
But I need to
Rocky.
start saying that I am a Pro Tools user. And shout out. And
Where
listen,
you
can I
been?
say something?
Pro
Can I say something?
Tools.
For our comments, yo, Pro Tools people,
Wake
wake up.
I do not be seen
Nah,
now.
FL Gang
at
and
all.
Ableton Gang are like the
Ableton
most.
And Cubase, by the way.
Cubase hates
Oh,
us
and Cubase
because
too?
we don't talk
Cubase
about
be
them
banging.
coming.
Be
Keep
banging
them-
for
Can I
that.
tell y'all, Logic, they cocky now because we keep giving them their flowers. They like,
That's
we
facts.
already know we
That's
better
facts.
than you.
Yeah,
Facts.
That's facts.
Cubase is a gang. I ain't gonna lie. That's a gang. Like, that's a
a
gang.
fact.
Shout out to
That's a
Cubase.
fact.
Shout out to
Somebody
Cubase.
said Adobe Audition. I really didn't. I did.
That really got
respect
under
that
your
at all.
skin.
I didn't like that.
You don't
I
like
was
that?
like, yo, you producing Photoshop. Come on, man.
That is a nerdy fucking joke. No one's gonna get that but us. Levis, can you give us our one gotta go?
Yeah, one gotta go for today. So today, we're gonna do a versus.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And these may seem like they're on different sides of the spectrum.
Okay.
One's an effect, one's an instrument, but for the value, for a producer starting off, I got $600, right?
Okay.
What bundle is best for the value? Which entry bundle is best for the value? Different price points. Like I said, one's an effect, one's thing, but I feel like these two are the top of their chains.
Okay.
Complete 14, $599. That comes with
That's it.
an
Yeah, it's just
astronomical amount of
Amount of stuff.
sounds,
Okay.
samples,
Yeah.
loops. I just started using Native Instruments loops, and I had it since Complete 12.
and then you get complete, so
Or
you can use other
The
stuff.
Waves Gold bundle for $300.
I'm
So,
not gonna hold you. Okay.
two
You go first.
amazing
you go first. You go
bundles.
first. You go first.
Let me say this. I think it's an unfair comparison.
Actually, wait. Yes, because I know what I'm about to say. So can I just say one small thing?
Okay.
I think it ultimately comes down to what the user in the moment is trying to do. Are you producing or are you mixing?
That's why I think that it's such a hard thing, because if I'm a producer,
I'm gonna go with Native Instruments.
I'm gonna go with Native Instruments.
Yeah.
But if I'm a mixer,
I'm going
I
with
could care
Waves.
less about Native Instruments, and I would go with my Waves
So
bundle.
what do you think is, do you think both of them are, or is there one that is more fair for the value? Because yes, there's a higher price point on
I hear
the
you.
Complete 14, but
Oh.
it comes with a lot more.
I think you can make a full production with that
I
complete.
think
sure.
You can
You can
get
fully
Complete
produce.
14 and not need anything else
Me
for
too.
the rest of your career. Because it comes with amazing effects too. And now with Ozone, with Brainworks, with the
Yeah.
plugin alliance, I can only imagine this going to the stratosphere.
I agree.
That's
Right.
why I will say Complete wins, only because it literally is
complete.
it's complete.
It has
It's literally
everything:
complete.
pianos, guitars, drums. It has everything.
And
I can-
effects. It has one of my favorite new reverbs,
Uh-huh.
Rome. I think I mentioned it when we were talking about CLA Epic.
Yeah.
Rome, RAUM, is a wave. Oh, no, I'm
Seen it.
sorry. contact. No, I'm sorry, a native instruments
reverb. Yeah,
effect,
fire.
and it is one of my favorite. Like,
You know about it?
I have it in the guitar rig
Is it a
demo.
convolution reverb or it's just a regular?
It's mixed with it.
oh my
too.
gosh,
It's mixed
guitar
with it,
rig.
too.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that
and
comes with
I will
guitar
say,
rig.
and I will say,
Yes.
I will say, guitar rig. Yeah, 6 is really
Okay.
tough.
Isotope,
It's tough.
ozone
So,
turn.
like I said, I think when it comes to what you are from a music standpoint,
That's
are you
where
a
it
mixer
matters.
or a producer? Then yeah, obviously, if you're a producer, you're gonna go with the native. But if you're a mixer, you're gonna go with the gold. You're just gonna go with the Waves Gold bundle. But and the one thing, yeah, especially mixing, because mastering wise, there's not a lot of mastering stuff in that gold bundle.
yeah.
There's more of just mixing tools. But even outside of that gold bundle, I still need like my CLA stuff. Like, yo, that CLA stuff may be some of the best stuff that's
I
been
need
made,
my
bro.
Renaissance Axe. There's still no compressor on the market that does what it does.
Can I say something? Renaissance, I've replaced Arvox with the
With my
Axe.
Axe.
It sounds so much
Just a
better
better
to me.
compressor.
It's just it's because you know what I realized my Arvox, and I could be bugging, but I feel like my Arvox has a tone that it gives my vocals that
It's dark.
I don't like.
It's very dark and boxy.
And harsh, and it has a harsh sound to it
Kind
too.
of, yeah.
I've noticed that. I don't like the tone that Arvox was giving my vocal, so I stopped using Arvox. I replaced it with Axe, and Axe sounds a little bit more transient, if that makes any sense. Like it
And
hits.
brighter. I'm about to say, like, for me, Axe has replaced like Fresh Air. If I need like a sheen on my vocals, I don't use Saturn at the end of the chain. It's Axe. Like, it's just like
Interesting.
Axe is really that dope.
it's a very universal compressor.
Axe is really that dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
Axe is dope.
'Cause it's
40
so
brought
what
it
I
up
would-
too.
Just because you mentioned CLA, I totally forgot how much shit he has in the
Oh,
Waves
within that
ecosystem.
bundle.
So it's like my recommendation as somebody you shouldn't listen to because I ain't even here. But that complete 14 with the CLA bundle, and the CLA bundle is like $120.
Yeah.
Think
That's
about
a
it, you
fact.
get everything you need from complete with every instrument you can think of. Like
From
it has a
native
bunch of live instruments.
Right.
It has guitar rig. It has Noah's 40. It has a bunch of the plays, all of the play
That's actually
series.
really
Like
dope. Wow.
has a lot of stuff. I think it's
really
a
dope.
better like value than Atmosphere too, even. But then if you pair that up with the CLA bundle, which has the CLA bass, CLA drums, you don't even need to know how to mix. CLA guitar, CLA vocals. You know how many people are mixing their vocals right now?
Do CLA vocals.
CLA vocals.
I know a lot of people are doing it.
The only
I-
thing
I-
you'll probably need is a pitch corrector.
Yeah, that's true. I always implore people to obviously learn how to mix, but nonetheless, if you're just if you're like more of an entry level person, CLA mix down, CLA vocals, CLA bass, CLA guitar,
effects, yeah.
CLA effects. It's a really good entry level to just be like, here's some knobs. If you're looking for more of certain things, then go for it, and it's really easy to use. One thing I say about Waves that I really want to give them their flowers for is the fact that their GUIs are really good.
They're really good.
Their user
Incredibly.
interfaces are really good. Like the way I could tell they research to say and research basically like, okay, why don't people like this? Where should we move this?
And-
Because every plugin they make, I get it. Like I can't explain.
There's a few that I wish we would get new
Updates? Which
on,
ones?
Like, all the guitar rigs.
Oh, it's
Guitar
been
rig and
a
stomp.
long time.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a big factor in me moving to guitar rig.
Because it hasn't been updated in so long.
Because the Waves guitar was just
It wasn't it
I was getting
anymore.
tired of it.
Got
know what
you,
I mean?
got
Yo,
you.
in 5 years, we're gonna be having the CLA versus, and this might sound disrespectful, but I don't care. CLA, the Chris Lord Algae plugins versus Jason Joshua plugin versus.
Let me tell you something. Hold on, Jason. Hold on.
He's
Jason,
doubling back.
I seen that tweet. Did y'all? Who sent that tweet in the chat? In the
sent
audio nerd
it.
chat.
I got you.
It was
I'm
you.
I'm gonna read it.
Please read this tweet from the
What is he
legend Jason
doing?
Joshua about a new plugin
Creator of the God Particle, by the way.
that he is dropping.
Creator
What
of
does it
the
do?
God Particle.
What does it do?
So he said, and I quote, Orion or Orion?
Orion.
I'm sorry. Orion will be the name of our next plugin. It will be the only plugin needed on your drum bass, and it'll come with my entire drum library.
He said drum bass
Hashtag-
or drum bus.
Drum bus. Whoa, I can't read.
Got you. Because I was like
bus,
drum bass. I was like,
and it'll come with my
I was
entire
about to
drum
walk right out.
library. Hashtag beyond.
And his drum
analog.
library. I was
So-
about to walk right out.
so he's going to create a drum bus plugin. Can I tell you what plugin is going to get compared to?
Knock.
It's not gonna get compared to Knock.
Why
Yes, is.
wouldn't it get
It's
compared to
getting knocked
Knock?
the fuck out of here.
No. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't
Well,
say
we
that.
haven't seen it yet.
Don't
and
say
I
that.
love
No,
Knock.
you
Don't
can't,
say
you
that.
can't even. Don't
Don't
even
say that.
see. Look at
I'm
that
saying-
Ableton hit coming through.
What?
Um,
Ableton?
I'm saying
you know
what it
why-
might be
you know why I
compared
can't?
to.
You
I
know
wanna-
why I can't. You
What?
know why I can't?
Why?
Because are you tuning your 808s? Like, or actually, first of all, are you as a Pro Tools producer and engineer putting your 808 into your drum bus?
No.
No.
Exactly.
Good man.
So guess what?
That's a mixing.
Guess
Yo,
what?
yo.
Oh, That was a non-gangster moment.
What's up with you?
My
What's up with you,
My
bro?
fault, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I nerded out with you.
Big
because
bro is nasty.
You don't put your 808. You don't put your bass. I don't like to put my bass
don't put
information in
your
my drum
808
buses.
in.
I
don't do that.
And
It's
see,
separate.
2/3. I am the weirdo that does put my 808 in my drum
You
bus.
do that?
Yes.
Oh, why you give me a pound then?
Because I just do that. I'm just different.
Yo,
I'm
you
just
put a
unorthodox.
reverb on your sub bass or something like you
Do you
sound.
not?
You put reverb on your sub bass.
People do.
I know
don't-
some people that
don't
do.
put-
I was like,
honestly,
Courtney, I don't like that.
He said, now you're going too far.
Hey, I ain't saying that wrong, but I don't like that.
I will say, when it comes to knock, one thing that a lot of drum bus plugins and processors cannot do, it has that sub functionality where you can manually tune your sub, and not just the bass like your 808, but the sub harmonics if you haven't taken them out of your hi-hats, of your snares. If you're using subs on hi-hats, that's OD. Of your kick. Like I'm just saying like that, like what do you like you onto some next level stuff. But even your kick, and to have that that functionality where like both your kick and 808 are in tune,
Yeah.
it's fire.
Yeah.
It's fire. And I'm not saying Jason is not gonna do that. Jason, you should
With all due respect,
definitely do that because
With
I
all due
want
respect,
the
I
God
think
Particle Part 2.
we're not.
Please.
Yeah, no, exactly. He made
I
the
want
God
it.
part. He could drop.
He can do whatever.
He could drop
He
a
can do
plugin
whatever.
that does absolutely
Ever.
nothing to it. I will
That's what I'm
not only
saying.
will I
That's what
buy
I'm saying.
it,
I'll just
but
buy
I'll
it.
put it
I'll
on
just buy
and
it.
in
And
my head,
believe.
it's gonna be like, yo, this shit got better.
The Michael Jackson meme. I love this song.
I love.
Oh my God, I love this song. If he's
yo.
making a drum bus plugin, I think that it's definitely going to be compared
To knock.
knock.
And
sure.
guess
And
what?
And that
Diablo.
shout out
And
Decaf.
Diablo.
Shout out to Decaf. I love
shout
that.
out
Decaf.
Decaf.
too.
Hey,
Love Decaf.
another thing. I hope you know it's not going to be a drum bus plugin. I'm going to have it on every
individual kick snare. You're nasty. You're a
right
disgusting
under
person.
the God
People put
particle.
knock on vocals. People put knock on vocals.
I can understand that.
I don't know why they would.
Saturation. It has a bunch of dope tools
It's
on
just
it.
so weird for me.
Hey,
But I
I
get
can
you.
get
I
you.
get you.
Joshua,
I
I
understand.
am
And I'm not saying it's wrong.
misusing the hell out of your plugins. If I open up a session, you'll see the God particle right next to a sound goodizer on a guitar track.
Can I tell you how much
That's so OD.
Can I tell you how much respect?
You see that? That's so OD.
Can I tell you how much respect I have for God Particle?
Wow.
I've never even tried or attempted to just put the God Particle on a vocal track. I never even said, let me just hear what it
That's
sounds
a
like.
fact.
Never
That's a
guess
fact.
what?
even
Guess
done
what?
it.
When you hear
I
what it
can't
sound
do
like,
that.
though,
I can't do that.
Get me tight.
I can't do that.
you gonna
I
remix the
can't do
whole
that.
album.
I can't do that.
I'm not doing it. I have
can't do
respect
that.
for how the engineer wanted
I
me
can't do that. That's
to
what I'm
use
saying.
their
No, but-
plugins.
Did
No,
he
there's
ever
nothing-
say this is how I want you to use it? He
That's
knows
true.
that
He's
we.
also right.
He
Nah,
knows
but he's
that
also
we got
right.
the God
He's also
particle
right.
on our reverb sends. Like it's
He
fine.
advised. He advised. That's so OD. If
He-
you're putting the God particle on your reverbs, do not do
Listen,
that.
I think
Stop it.
I've seen videos where he said, I basically like to mix through
Yeah,
the God particle. Somehow we
what
overstand
he likes to
talking
do.
about the God particle.
But that's what he likes to do because it's a
That's
great
what he
plugin.
likes
By
to
the God
do.
particle.
Yeah, he likes to.
I like to put it on my delay send.
You serious? You dead
What?
serious?
Are you
I'm kidding,
serious?
I'm
I was
kidding.
about
Yo,
to
don't
say,
take me
my
serious.
God.
no way you're doing that.
If you put that on your tag,
delays?
Levens would put that on his God particle on his tag by itself. I know he would do that. Nasty foul. Okay, let's move on to our topic.
Sorry to bother you, honey. It's gonna be mad.
So
Mad crisp.
I'm done with you.
I'd be like, yo, the highs is not really hitting. Let me just pitch it up.
So let's get into our topic that I wanted to get into.
Yo, shout out to Jason, man.
Shout
We
out
love
to
you,
Jason.
man.
We love him to
Shout
death. We love you
Please
to
come
death.
sit on this couch.
And the topic that I wanted to bring to you guys today is this. Are subscription services good for the modern day music maker? And basically what I'm saying is a lot of companies we're starting to see move over to the subscription model in our industry, from our DAWs, from our plugins, etc.
Right.
Do you think this is a positive or negative for our modern day music makers?
I don't like it, but before I go into why I want to address that you said our DAWs, it's only your DAW. I just want to make that clear for
That
the
is
room.
very true. It's only Pro Tools
Oh,
doing that for right now.
It's only us?
It's
It
only Pro
as a
Tools.
as a DAW for sure.
It's only Pro Tools that does the
Only
monthly?
Pro Tools
Yes,
does
sir.
monthly.
All of y'all other ones is paid out.
You gotta pay for Ableton. You
How-
gotta pay for FL.
how
Well,
much-
You got your own cool thing going on. They got the coolest way to
I don't
sign
gotta
up
pay
for
for
it.
an
Though.
update in my life.
That's fire.
How much is Ableton?
6 for standard?
600 for a DAW is crazy.
Pro Tools was 7.
Roughly, right? Yeah, like 5 to 600 for standard and like 700 for
The Maga
suite.
Suite?
Yeah,
Seven-
for suite.
700?
Yes.
That's the same
That's
price as Pro Tools. Pro
crazy,
Tools,
word.
I paid $700 for Pro Tools back
Can
in
I
the
tell
day.
you? All right. So the price of Studio One is $150. The price of
we both said, "Oh my god!"
Standard?
the price of standard Studio One is $150. The price of basic FL is $99, but the version I have, I got it on sale for $399. It might be $500,
Okay,
$600. Magic's Music Maker is $30.
come on. There was
I'm dead
no
serious.
reason
I'm
to
dead serious.
shoot
but
like
I'm
that.
just it's for information.
How much is Adobe Audition?
Don't ask that question.
$19.99 a
That
month
is-
or some shit.
It's a
Remember they
subscription.
do subscriptions?
It's a subscription for the cloud, yeah.
Mixcraft is $69.
It's $69 for
$70?
Mixcraft?
There's
For
no way they're
Mixcraft?
charging me a
Yeah.
PS5 game
Yo,
price.
Magic's is $30. Yo,
No offense to y'all. I'm gonna get as much. I'm gonna stop talking. You're right.
gotta
Magic's
stop.
is really $29.99. That shit,
Okay.
I almost wanted to buy it.
Somebody has Magic's Music Maker,
I'm
and
sorry.
they make
Mixcraft
stuff.
9 Pro Studio is $49.
It's $50 for Magic's.
From Mixcraft.
One day we have to crack those
Mixcraft.
DAWs open
about
and
to say.
take
like
a look. Real
Audacity,
talk.
right? Audacity's free still.
Audacity's free. And let me tell you something. A lot of people use Audacity because it's free.
They definitely do use
That's
Audacity.
for sure.
But it's not a DAW.
So I guess to circle back and just to make sure we hit this topic is
Yep.
when it comes to subscription services. What I think about first is this, right? We now get access to a lot more plugins that we would otherwise probably never try, never get creative with, or even see, or even be in our DAWs.
That's
so that there is an obvious positive to it because I'm not gonna lie, when it came to, for instance, like Slate, like the all access pass that they have. You have an all access pass. There was mad plugins that I just never knew I had, like that they had, that I'm like, wow. Like the LEOS, I don't know how to say it, Elusis de-esser, Fresh Air. Like I never used any of that stuff until I got that pass. And I was like, wow, they have some really sick stuff. The virtual studio mix rack. I don't know if that's a part of it, but that in itself has changed my recording process.
Wow.
Right.
Like the mic modeling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would have never bought it if I said $25. Oh, I get the whole thing? Oh, let me just copy. I think it's like $10 a month for one of the tiers. So when I think about that in a moment, I say, wow, I get access to more stuff to be creative and possibly become a bigger thing, right?
I agree with that.
And that little $10 a month starts to become an investment. And that's what I think about it, as opposed to say, I'm going to spend $800 on freaking
I would say
this whole thing.
That's where I go to, because like same thing for me. Like coming from that, at least the kids in from my age group and stuff. Like we grew up on I mean, sort of leavings too, but like we grew up like if you were like doing video editing, like Premiere Pro and stuff like that, or Final Cut, you have to find cracks. You have to find cracked versions of your software. Like to crack.
Why would you throw that on me too, though? Like,
Hey,
how many-
let's be
Alright,
honest.
let's be honest.
We all
Let's
kids
be
of the
honest.
piracy era. You know, it's all good. It's
Let's
all
be
good.
honest.
Shout out to
It's all
Curtis
good.
King for allowing us to be free with our piracy too.
He's
No, that's real.
going
Am
That's
I
fact.
lying?
That's
Curtis
fact.
King will tell
He's
you.
right.
He got caught, and guess what?
I heard he bought all his plugins.
figured
Shout out
it
to
back,
him
yeah.
too. He
That's how
cleaned
you do
that.
it.
He did
That's
it right.
very
for sure,
honorable,
like,
man.
yeah, it is.
I want to be you when I grow up.
Yo, I can't stand leaving.
Yo, if you want me to, you want to DM him? You want to say hi?
I want to.
He's cool. I
I'm
know
a
he
big
follows.
fan of Curtis. He knows that. Well, I don't know if he knows that, but
That's a
We should have him on there one day.
please,
We'll figure it out. All right. I'll
Anyways.
ask him. Curtis, if you watching this,
please. Let's
But
do it.
nah, for sure. Like coming from that era, like you know, Premiere Pro was like $800, $1,000 back then.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Back then, and you probably had to like know people to like really like, yo, you have like a forever version of Premiere Pro.
That's true.
So to see like even down to like other areas, like to see Adobe, to see Ableton, I would love to see you do it. To see Pro Tools, and even to see Waves, East West, Slate, to really give you access to these. You gotta think about it, like for $30 a month or for $10, anywhere between $10 to $50 a month. Let's just say
Right.
you're paying for like a myriad of $50, $60, $70, $100 plugins.
Yeah.
And you're getting that.
Like,
Go ahead.
imagine if
problem is-
Spitfire did that.
Oh my god! But the problem
Game
is
over.
when it starts to add up. As somebody who has bought my entire
But then-
sleet of plugins,
Mhm.
there's a problem on both ends because the way I look at it is the only way I will pay you monthly is if you somehow improve on the plugins that I already have. But now, if I look at something like Waves, I just said, yo, Waves, I need a new guitar.
Mhm.
I need a new Waves guitar.
Mhm.
They obviously don't care to do that. I don't know. I'm not in the office,
Right.
but it seems like that hasn't been a priority because guitar has
Right.
been the same for years.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Okay.
now, if me paying $10 a month forces them to change it, as a consumer, I'm also upset because I'm like, well, damn, y'all couldn't have just done this before y'all had an incentive to. But
That's business.
Yeah.
And
I feel you.
what I think is, you know, if I think that when people, as plugin companies and DAWs continue to shift to that business model of
Right.
subscriptions, right? I feel like once they say, okay, these people are paying $15 a month to be here, we have to make sure that we incentivize them
Yeah.
to continue to use our DAWs, to use our plugins, etc. So what I say to myself is, Hey Slate or Hey Spectrasonics. If you have a subscription service and I opt in, I expect to have something that
X, Y,
is
and Z.
constant, like
For sure.
Arcade, for
Oh,
instance.
I was about to say it.
It's so worth it for me because
It's
I'm like,
extremely worth
Very
it.
worth
I
it.
get
$10
new
a month.
stuff. $10 a month. I
For
get
$10
new stuff.
a month, I could be a billionaire right
And
now.
and that's OG.
Hit Boy.
Shout out Hit Boy.
I love Hit Boy,
Also,
bro.
Can I say this?
No.
I don't know if he mad at us
Or
or
he loves it.
was just like, oh, that was cool because he did. He watched
liked
our
it.
thing and
Oh,
liked
word?
it, but he
Hit
didn't
Boy
say
is
nothing.
all love, bro. Hit Boy
But
is
it's-
a big inspiration.
It was
And
flat.
he's a-
Yes, we did it out of just like imitation is the
We
biggest
all
form of
tryna-
flattery.
yeah, we
we
all
was like,
tryna be
we
billionaires,
love that
man.
commercial, but obviously
But,
it was
He
a
knows,
big,
bro. I'm
big
sure
funny
he's
thing.
heard those jokes a million
But I will
times.
say too, on that topic too, when it does come to these subscription platforms for these softwares, for these plugins, there also comes like it's a little bit of a hard fine line when it comes to how you choose to update that. How you choose to update these platforms, how you choose to update these plugins after I've already, especially if you have separate versions of these subscriptions. If you have a one-time purchasable version where it's like you have everything in this package, obviously 2 years from now, you're gonna add more plugins to that package. Am I gonna have to pay to update that? Am I gonna have to pay to update the subscription?
So that's
I don't want to call
good.
no names, but there's some people that do that.
Okay.
and I'm not a fan
I will
of
say
that.
names. I will say names.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead,
Go ahead.
Waves. The only way, and I own a lot. Like I said,
We
said it
all own
before.
a ton of
We own
Waves
probably
plugins.
Maybe each of us $3,000-$4,000 worth of Waves on our computer.
Sure.
The only way I will pay Waves $5 a month
Mhm.
is if they stop charging me every year for the
renewal
license.
thing. So I'll be
'Cause
honest. I'll be
that's
honest with
not-
you.
I think it's a scam. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know about so
I think that's the wrong word, but it's just
yes.
like I feel like it's unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
It's
I
super
feel you.
unwarranted.
Can I be honest with you?
Completely.
And if they ever shift into the subscription model, like if they ever do
You
that,
gotta dead that.
it,
Yeah.
I really, I would like that too. Like I think I know I'm not alone. I know that us as a community we feel the way. It's just like, hey man, I really like when I had to renew my plugins. I was like, damn, I'm about to fork up
your session
$250.
and it's like nothing is there.
Yeah, and I had to up it. I had to pay $250 for plugins that I owned already. I
That
was
you
like,
own.
oh.
But
come
now
on, dude.
is that enough to compensate me paying essentially for plugins that I already paid in full for?
True.
Like I
And
paid, if we're being honest, if y'all throw the complete bundle at $20 a month, I probably paid maybe 4 years worth of that already to own them already.
right, I
That
get
is
you.
true.
Yeah,
That
because
is
when I
very true.
because when I look at Pro Tools for instance, and how much it was back in the day, Pro Tools you just bought it. It was like $700 outright. Boom, it was yours. Done.
Or if
And-
you got an M audio piece. Yeah.
Oh, you know the vibes. You know, dang. Oh, I was about to say
That's
you
crazy.
old. Then I was like,
That's
wait,
wild.
you're not that old. But I would have paid when I think about how much I paid to Pro Tools for that $30. Like 30, I paid 31. How much? $31.99.
$31.99 a month.
$31.99. Courtney, because he be going through it. $31.99.
month.
Courtney
And how
be
many
like,
years? How many years you want to put? $31.99 times how much?
Divide 700.
Let's just do-
700 divided by $31.99.
Yeah.
Let me see how much that comes up to.
That's about 22.
So about 2 years,
22
almost 2
months?
years,
Yeah,
and they
2
got
years.
and,
11
and that's
months,
how
yeah.
much I paid for Pro Tools. So in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm about to
If you
pay.
could compensate me in that sense.
Can I
Like, say
say
you have
bad.
if Waves?
Wow.
So say Waves starts to do monthly bundles, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Say they have tiers of all right, you can get the gold bundle for this amount per month, silver bundle, whatever.
That'd be
whatever.
dope.
I expect to be at the highest because I spent so much money with y'all.
Right.
But give me a leeway. Say, all right, in 6 months, your credit expires, or you can just stay with these plugins and never update.
That's a
Go
good.
with
That's a
15.
good. That's a good tidbit. Like whatever plugins, even on that like range, whatever plugins I already have that's part of the bundle already, discount me for that.
That's cool too. And then everything else is just the new stuff. But I got a feeling that like when I think about auto-tune on Taurus, right? I see how they did it, and it basically all of their plugins, $25, done. It was like that. Like
Oh,
that was
really?
it. Yeah, you get auto-tune unlimited?
Oh, that's what unlimited is.
Yeah, that's what unlimited.
Everything is $25 a month.
No, the whole
whole
thing,
suite,
25
$25
bucks,
a month.
25.
What Auto-Tune did was they essentially gave you a new product at the same time. It's
Yes.
not the same Auto-Tune. So when I walk into your session and you got white Auto-Tune, I'm like, all right, you're not paying monthly, and it's fine.
That's true.
But what
That's
they
true.
did was they essentially gave you. They didn't take away your product. They didn't say, all right, this won't work unless
Yeah.
you pay monthly. No, they gave me a whole
brand new
plugin.
joint.
Right.
I feel you.
What I'm saying is, as far as how they did their subscription service, it was nice. It was clean. It was like bang, 25.
No one even noticed, and that's just how people just adapted into it. So
because
for sure,
you know,
I get you.
but also it was because their price points were always pretty high. Like for the Auto-Tune EFX,
Yeah.
it was almost like $300 just
So
for
for them to
EFX.
finally like actually come down to the ballpark and like
Here's for we
it
want
makes
all
sense.
of you to have Auto-Tune.
Yeah, it was the right place at the right time. For
It
them,
was
for
perfect.
sure.
Well, you know who you know who I'm waiting for just to make an appearance? Who I feel like
On the subscription front?
they're like the
Spectrasonic.
Tesla of audio is Fab Filter.
They're not
won't.
doing anything.
Like they
I'm not gonna lie to you.
won't.
they will
Yo.
not move.
If they do the Fab Filter complete bundle for $10 a month, oh my gosh, they will eat.
But can I say something? You know what I think they think? You're gonna come and get this
No matter what.
regardless.
That's what I'm about to say.
Here's the
That's
thing:
what I'm about
they'll
to say.
eat more in the long term.
I think so
Because
too.
True.
Think about it. With Pro Tools, you end up in maybe a few years. You're gonna end up not in a few years. You probably by now have paid off your 700
For sure.
a couple times over.
For sure.
So it's like,
I think that Fab Filter is these are the two people I just want to kind of do something. I want to see Fab Filter shake things up a little bit. I want to see them more in the community. I want to see them do stuff, create content. I want to see them do something. And then two, our secret weapon, Leap Wing, the Dine
my
one,
secret
their
weapon.
Center
Why y'all don't
one.
share stuff
They're
with
too
me?
new.
They're so new.
They're too new.
But their plugins, I'm telling y'all
But they're
now,
very fire.
They're fire, but they're just really expensive.
And they have to find
Spitfire
That's
Spitfire
production. That's
has-
production.
Sure.
Oh yeah, let me
sure.
finish the
For
mix.
sure.
I'm talking about,
I'll talk
I'm talking about
production.
mixing wise.
I'm gonna bring in some production in a
Leap
minute.
Wing is one of those companies that I am like, yo, you are like that is bro. Their plugins are so dope. When we went to NAMM, remember when they showed us a few of the plugins that we didn't know?
Yep.
Center One is all
Center
over
one is
my
fire.
album.
Stage one.
Stage One, I like the Center One plugin. Let me just say about Center One. Center One is a dope plugin because it allows you to raise just the side information. So remember Wave Center plugin? You remember Wave Center plugin? Okay, so that plugin is cool, but I always felt like I don't really hear much from that Wave Center plugin. Like I always did stuff. I'm like, I don't really hear it. Like when you change the center to side. Yeah, something like that.
It's a fake image.
But with that Center One, when you say raise sides, my friend, you feel like the sides of your speakers go
up.
and the
for sure.
center, I feel the center stay right down here. So my mixes feel taller. Like I've noticed that my new masters
Yeah.
have been feeling really tall
sides of it
feeling
feels
because
different.
the sides are like I moved the sides from just that linear kind of spot. It's like boom. So I highly recommend the Center One, and it's a free trial. I've had it. I didn't even buy it yet because I'm still running on the trial
I think
right
it's
now.
like a week, right? Or
No,
like,
it's like I've been
Oh,
running
no.
it for like 30 days.
I'm about to say it's like a month.
You know what happened? You
It's like
know
a
what it
month.
was?
I've been running
Yeah,
it.
you know
I'm gonna
what?
buy it though. I'm
Shout
gonna buy
out
it.
They saw
Leap
help
Wing.
me, Devvon. They said, "Oh, you good."
OD.
Now I'll talk to you later about that because sometimes I'll
Shout out
Can I be honest?
Cialo.
Nah, I don't
Shout
think I
out
can say
Cialo.
that.
Shout out to
Yeah,
y'all.
so on the
Sometimes,
production-
sometimes I look at my iLock account and be like,
That wasn't there.
that
before.
wasn't there. Who sent me that one?
But yo, can I
did
tell
y'all
you?
do?
So on the production side,
Yep.
when I look at my most used production tools, it's 50. It's literally one or the other, right?
Okay.
I look at Atmosphere, I look at Keyscape, I look at Trillion, and
Okay.
I'd rather just buy it.
Okay,
Even
I
if
get
I
that.
never own them, I'd rather just buy it. Why? Because they're not updated enough.
I get that.
Now, can I tell you what would be the subscription model would be perfect for?
Who?
Nexus. If Nexus 5, you know what Nexus needs to do though?
What?
Let me buy it for $100 up front,
Right.
and then give me access to your packs
That's
for
right.
$10. But have it be like
Splice.
no.
I was gonna say like Splice, where it's like
Arcade.
I got a certain.
Arcade, where in the plugin I can literally download the packs as I use them. Oh my gosh, that was $1 million worth of game, and I want my 10%.
That's
so
a
I
fact.
think
Clip that.
yeah. So you want to charge for Nexus and its
But
ecosystem.
that's an add-on.
Yeah.
because
per
you can
month.
have the factory
similar to
library.
Arcade.
You got the factory
fire.
library, and if you're cool with
That's a
that,
good
cool with
idea.
that. But guess what? We drop new. You know how many sounds Nexus
And-
has.
and
Or
he's
look,
right.
even a splice style where it's only presets.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Just give me that.
gosh.
That's why I say I think the thing once again we talked about Nexus before, but I think and we got to wrap. The one thing about Nexus is I just think Nexus needs to update that model of how you give us our stuff because I don't think I'm into going to your site and buying packs for $50 a pop, especially when I kind of don't know
what they sound.
what they
like.
really sound
And
like.
if they work for me
like-
as an urban producer, we don't know if it works.
That
for
too,
us.
I think especially for us
So
urban.
you know what they could do?
No, what?
You know what Nexus could do? Yo, Nexus, put me on the board. I'm literally here.
He
But
is.
here's the thing. I have Nexus, right?
Right.
I'm not buying a Nexus pack.
Mhm.
But
Me neither, not
if
anymore.
I see D-Mal just put out a Nexus pack of sounds.
I'm on it.
Artists, I see what you
Oh
mean.
my god,
Producers,
Massive was doing that
fakers,
for a while,
yeah.
where it was
were.
literally singular patches.
That
Swag
would be
had a patch.
tough.
Shout out to Swag.
Yeah.
All these other people.
Polo
they
the Dawn, I think, had one.
Yeah,
I think
had
Polo
singular
had one.
patches.
Yeah.
Now, if they said, "Yo, we have a pack of 7 sounds, and you can get it in our bundle for $7.99 a month,"
Right.
but you can only get it if you subscribe to us,
Right.
and it's
Okay.
Mike Classic sounds,
Okay.
or it's Hit Boy sounds,
Right.
And we sat with them and we created it.
Creative stuff and stuff like that. I like that. So
That'd be fire.
to wrap up, basically determining if the subscription services are good for the modern day music maker, I think there are negative and positives. For me personally, I think there's more positive than there are negatives. Reason being is because at the end of the day, I can pick and choose what I want. As far as what ecosystem I decide to run with. I think that now we have to pledge allegiance more to certain companies and say, you know what? I am going to be a Waves audio guy, or I'm going to be an Antares guy, or I'm going to be a Slate Digital guy. I think the audio companies have to do more work in order to bring us into their ecosystem, which then is going to create more innovation and more stuff because they have to keep
more
us
traffic
around.
at the end of the day.
Right. Just like Pro Tools charging.
Yeah.
But what Pro Tools has done, and I'll shout out to Avid, implementing Melodyne into the system as far as integrating it, insane. And then all of the new plugins that they've integrated into their thing too,
There's a lot of good stuff.
insane.
And
We even got a step sequencer.
They're more literally. It incentivizes them to update and get their ass
For
to
sure.
work.
And they
Now,
doing
my
it.
question,
Keep working.
because I can't relate to that.
Hurry up, we gotta wrap this.
I can't relate to your struggle, right?
Quote unquote.
So say you in the middle, right? It's day 30. It's almost midnight, and you in the middle of a session with an artist, and you going crazy. But then it come time for you to pay your bill. Does it end mid-session?
Can I answer this?
Can I tell you? No. Can I answer it?
Imagine mid-take.
Okay,
Yo,
go
Mike.
Okay.
Imagine
Go ahead. Nah,
mid-take.
you go
Because
ahead.
I know the
I'm
solution.
depressed.
You go ahead.
And it's just stop.
I'm depressed.
Let me hear what you about to say.
No. Give me your hurry up. Give me your plight,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you the solution.
So
because they fixed this already.
What they've done for what I've noticed they do for me, and it's actually within their non-disclosure for when you sign up for the auto renewal. If they can't charge you, if they can't grab your card for the
Renewal.
transaction right then and there, they still give you like
a grace.
at least probably like between 2 weeks to like a
like
month.
save your
They give you a
files.
free month. They're like listen, whatever you do for the next month, you're covered. But if you can't cover what's after that, then we're stopping your stuff.
IOUs?
That's not bad.
Yes,
That's not
that's
bad.
fire to
Pro
me.
Tools from the hood?
OD Pro Tools.
I don't know about all that.
I'm a catch. If I see you
shout
next
out Pro
time
Tools
and,
from the hood.
and you ain't got my bread, it's a clip for you. I'm gonna let you rock.
Pro Tools
Because your
holding someone
mama
up like this
because we know your
is
mama and we respect
crazy.
your mama. But if next time I see you, you ain't got it, I'm gonna have to see you for real.
That's Pro
what
Tools
Netflix-
holding someone up is
I said Netflix.
crazy.
That's
I
what Pro
really
Tools
love
does.
that analogy you just gave
Pro Tools
because
are from the
you
hood.
finally made Pro Tools look a little tough.
Gangster. He made Pro Tools look gangster.
We gonna get our money. That's basically what
Yeah,
they're saying.
That's OD.
But
You have heart.
we do.
Thugs don't have heart.
We do, kind of, sort of. And the whole thing, the solution is, and we're rapping, please, is they just announced Pro Tools Intro.
Right. Yes.
And with Pro Tools Intro, it is a free version of Pro Tools that only allows you to load up about 8 tracks, 4 aux tracks. And it's very basic, but really what I think its intention is if you run into the issue of can't pay or something happens with your renewal, you can at
still
least
use your Pro Tools.
open up your Pro Tools and bounce your songs or do whatever you
So
need.
my last question.
So there
and
isn't at least you can.
my last
At
question. We
least.
can wrap
Please,
up.
Please.
Right. My last question, and I don't think you can give me the answer now. But say I'm in the middle of my session. Right. 70 tracks deep. It come time for me to pay. My card don't work. Do it downgrade me mid-session? Do it delete like all
intro?
of the
No,
tracks?
it does
To
not.
downgrade you and make you. Yo, they said. So by the way, 64 of these tracks are
Or
unable to be found.
do they permanently mute a bunch of tracks until I pay? Yo, that's hard.
What happens is it's just gonna only allow because Pro Tools works on voices, right? So let's say for instance, it's 128 voices that you can run at once. It would basically
Should go start cracking.
it'll kill those voices. Be like, okay, this session can only use 4 voices right now, so you'll only be allowed 4 different audio pieces running simultaneously
That's what
at
it
that
is.
time.
In my head, what I imagine is you're in the middle of a session, you're recording, and then a pop-up shows up. Hey, your time is expired.
We're stem bouncing all
All
your
of this
stems.
is done.
You're like, yo, wait.
All
All
right,
right,
start bouncing with
that-
stems is OD.
That was the My Audio Nerds podcast.
That's OD.
Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Also, make sure when you comment, you let us know what else you would like to see from us, etc. And please make sure you rate us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify Podcasts. It really helps a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Also, if you want to go over to myaudionerds.com to get yourself a t-shirt, you can do that as well. This has been the My Audio Nerds podcast. Until next time, you guys.
Would you pay monthly for Behringer reverbs?